Today we're making this really pretty macrame flower keychain, and it's between beginner and easy skill level. Hi friends! For this flower keychain, you're going to need 6 30-inch strands of white cord, 5 strands of purple cord, a D-ring keychain hook, some T-pins and a macrame board, and of course some sharp scissors. To get started, grab your first 30-inch strand of white cord and form a loop right in the middle. You want the 2 strands that fold across at the bottom and 1 strand at the top. Grab your next strand of white cord and fold it in half to find the center. With that center loop, you want to place it underneath the bottom of your 2 strands on your loop. Fold it over and then thread your long tail ends through that loop. This is a reverse lark's head knot. Once you have it secure on there, grab your next strand of rope, fold it in half, and then with the loop end you want to tie another reverse lark's head knot. You want to repeat this whole process over 2 more times so that you have a total of 4 reverse lark's head knots on your original loop. And yes, this uses up every single one of your white cords except for one. We'll save that one for the very end. Once you have all 4 cords on there, you want to unpin your loop from your board, and then we're going to take the 2 ends and pull. Once you get to the end of the loop, it gets a little bit tricky, so you want to fold it over a little bit and continue to close in that loop. Don't be afraid to show it a little bit of tough love. Place it back down on your board, and what we're going to do is we're going to close in this gap. Taking the 2 cords at the bottom that formed our loop, you want to cross them over. So your right cord is now going to be on your left. This is your filler cord. And we're going to take the other cord and loop it around your filler cord. Then just tighten it all the way up to the top. This is called a half hitch, and it really helps close in our circle in the middle. Next, we're going to start working with our purple cords. So grab one of your 30-inch strands of cord, fold it in half to find the center, and then place that center right behind your first set of white cords. And leave about 1 inch of a gap at the top. Also, I find it easier to pin the purple cord onto the board. Now, what we're going to do is tie what I like to call a floating square knot. Take your left purple cord and place it over top of your 2 white cord. And then your right side of your purple cord, you want to place that behind your 2 white and up through the loop of your left. Cinch up the slack all the way up to where you have it pinned. This is half of your square knot. So to complete the other half, you want to do the same thing but to the other side. So make a loop on your right, and then with your left cord, go behind your white cords and up through the loop on your right. Then cinch up your slack. And that is how you tie a square knot. Now we're going to tie 2 more square knots directly below our first one, because the knot that we're actually tying here is going to be a berry knot, which really is just a series of square knots folded over onto itself. If you're enjoying this tutorial so far, please do me a huge favor and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for doing that. I sincerely appreciate it. Once you're finished tying all 3 of your square knots, unpin it from your board, then locate the ends of your white cord at the very bottom. And what you're going to do is thread it right through that gap at the top. Now don't pull it through all the way, because you want to grab your square knots and push it all the way up to the top. Then you can go ahead and grab your ends and pull it really taut so that your square knots kind of coil over onto themselves. Now we're not finished with this berry knot yet. You want to tie one more square knot right at the very base so that your berry knot doesn't unravel on itself. When you tie this final square knot, you want to make sure that it's right directly underneath that berry knot. And you want to pull it fairly taut as well. And that is how you tie a berry knot. So spin your work around a little bit and we're going to tie another berry knot on the next set of 2 white cords. So fold your strand of purple cord in half to find the center and pin that center right behind your next set of white cords. Then you want to go ahead and tie your first square knot to form your berry knot. I'm going to speed it up just a tad bit because I think you understand the gist of it now. We're going to tie a berry knot on each set of white cords, but don't do the last one because we're going to do something a little different with that one. Alright, so for the very last one, we're going to attach our keychain ring onto our berry knot. So just like we did for the previous berry knots, you want to grab your strand of purple cord and fold it in half. Place the center behind your set of white cords, pin it onto your board, and then tie 3 square knots. Now once we have all 3 square knots, you want to grab our keychain ring and then gather up all the ends of our cords, so both the white and the purple, and thread it right through that D-ring. And try not to twist your cords like I did here. I'll fix it in just a minute here once I realized my mistake. There we go. So once you have it on there and everything is all straight, you want to take your 2 white cords and then thread it through the loop at the very top. Then take your square knots and the D-ring and push it all the way up to the top. Pull your white cords the rest of the way to form your berry knot. And as you can see, our square knots kind of coil around our D-ring. Make sure you pull it really taut, and then take your keychain ring and flip it up towards the top, and then tie your last square knot at the bottom. And again, make sure that this square knot goes right behind that berry knot and tie it really taut. Okay, unpin everything from your board. Then with your keychain ring at the top, you want to smooth all the ends of all your cords in the back. And then set your flower aside for just a minute. And grab your final strand of white cord. Fold it in half to find the center. Place the center down horizontally onto your board. Then place your flower right in the very middle. And you want to line it up so that it's underneath the bottom of your petals. Then we're going to tie another floating square knot around all of our center cords. You want this square knot to be tied right below the bottom petals, right snug up against them. Now, before we finish it off, what I like to do is flip it over on the back side and give each cord a little tug to make sure that it all lies down flat and nicely in the back. Now, with the same final cord, I like to cross it over and tie an overhand knot and tie a bow. So this is just like a standard shoelace type of bow. To make sure my bow does not come untied, I like to tie a double knot. Now, if you want to be extra cautious, you can use a little dab of hot glue at the base of your bow. That way it really won't come untied. But I haven't had a problem with it coming untied. A double knot works just fine for me. Give your ends a nice trim so everything is even, and that is how you make a macrame flower keychain. Now, if you loved this macrame flower keychain, I actually have another pattern that is similar. I'll leave the link to that video on the screen now, and I'll see you over there.